Hello, everyone. Most of you know me. I'm Anna Marie. I'm the community manager here. And I'm just going to start out by kind of reminding you, I'm sure most of you have been in programming, we do have a few newer faces. We have two goals of programming. One is to learn something new, and one is to either make a new connection or strengthen one that you already have. We have an intimate group this time around, which is totally great. But we do have some new faces, so I want to make sure that everyone gets to know each other. So we're just going to do a quick introduction. So if you want to just go around and tell us your name and kind of just briefly what you do, and then we will hand the floor over to Tonoa. So we're going to start with you.
Okay, I'll start.
Awesome. So that's our awesome little small group. I'm glad everyone can get to know each other. And then also after the event as well, you guys can stay, hang out, mingle, all those good things as well. So I'll give the floor over to Tonoa. So give her a round of applause.
Hey y'all. Y'all are eating and stuff, and we're gonna be getting up because I'm not your average facilitator. I don't do boards and like PowerPoint. I just like to move with my hands and talk and be a free person because that's just who I am. But if you want me to put a PowerPoint together, I can send that to you. It's all good. My name is Tonoa Manuel, and I am the founder of SIG Consulting Firm. And it is a business strategy firm. So we do all business strategy and development for nonprofits and small business throughout the metro area. I have been in business for almost 5 years, but as of 3 weeks ago, I'm officially no longer a full-time employee. So a lot of people don't know that I have worked in healthcare management for 10 years, and I say goodbye on Friday to do this thing all by myself, which is really, really, really scary, but really exciting. I'm a mom of 3 under 10, which is lots of work, and I'm also married. So yeah, we're gonna talk about alignment and intentions and purpose today. And y'all are gonna teach me stuff, and I'm gonna learn from you all as well. So we're gonna start with a mindful moment, and that's how you ground your intentions and your alignment. So we're gonna stand up as you sip your coffee, look at your tea. I'm sorry, I told you we're gonna move. Okay, so we are going to just spread it out. You don't have to be close if you don't want to. Just get in your own bubble or your own area. And I want you all to close your eyes and just feel the balls of your feet and relax. Taking time to center yourself and ground yourself in your intentions and align with yourself. A lot of times as women, we don't have this opportunity to align with who we are, what we want, and ground our intentions. And so we're going to get that done right now in this moment. So I want you all to take a deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. And keep doing that. Try to notice what you feel. What are you thinking? What can you let go of? So that you can show up right here in the now. So deep breath in and out. And one more time. Slowly come back and open your eyes when you're ready. You're still gonna stand. And I want somebody, it doesn't matter, I'm not gonna pick on anybody, it's not a classroom, I guess it kind of is, but tell me what's the first thing that you feel when you're able to just stop for 1 second and close your eyes. Okay. Calmness, okay.
I can use what we're learning today and just be productive with what we're learning and kind of be in the moment.
Cool, being in the moment. I love that. Anybody else?
I just felt my body. So here we go. That was the second. I felt it was like this.
I like that. Okay, feeling your body. I like that. Yep. Anybody else? Okay. All right, have a seat. So I love that you said being in the moment. A lot of the times we are always on the go, we're always doing something that we forget to be in the moment. And alignment to me is really important in the work that I do, but also within myself. Like I probably would have never left my corporate job if I wasn't in alignment with myself. And that just means trusting myself that I am capable of doing all things great and that I don't have to necessarily hone in on that fear because I'm really scared actually. But it's something that feels good in that fear, right? And it's something that is connecting me to the fact that I can walk away and be okay with that. So alignment is always about trusting yourself and trusting your gut and being able to review all the things around you and just making sure that you feel good in the decisions that you're making. And I think that means taking a moment of the now. For me, when I decided that I was going to walk away, I had a lot of lists that I had created in order for me to say, like, I'm going to leave corporate America and I can do this. And I've not checked any of those things off my list. And I think it was just a way to hold me to that. And it's comfort, right? It's the unknown of will I be successful? And I no longer align myself with like that as what success is. It is truly what makes me feel good, what fills my cup up, and what can I give to others that is beneficial. And that's my alignment. And so in the work that you do, the second you forget your why or your impact, you are not aligned. And it's time for you to rethink and try to figure out a way that you can realign what you're trying to do. Make sense? Okay. So I want you guys to take a few seconds and turn to the person behind you and tell them what you just learned from what I just said about alignment. And then I want them to repeat what they've just learned, you've learned, and then vice versa. So it's called Tiny Teach. So this is a right now moment in time, and y'all, the three of you all can come together, but it's a moment in time of what I've just said. How do you receive it? What can someone learn from you? And then just go around. So what have you learned about alignment? All right, come on back to me. So I kind of was listening to you all. I love what you all said around your why changing. I don't think that when you align, it doesn't mean that your why won't change. I love that you said that. But it means that what is still the impact, right? What in the work that we do or what we want to give is still impactful, even if our why shifts. I can tell you that 5 years ago, I did not think I'd be running a business. It still scares me to this day to even think to say that out loud. But I didn't think that. I mean, I went to school for project management. My master's is in criminal justice. I wanted to be a police officer. Like, that is what I wanted to do when I grew up. But my impact has always been people. It has never changed. My why looks different about how I want to give this information or who I want to be and how I want to show up. But my impact is still to reach people. And so I think even though my why or how I'm chartering that course looks different, the impact is still the same. And I think that has a lot to do with my intentions. Once I've identified what my desire is, which is people, no matter what my road looks like, I can still get there. And I think that's important in the work that we do or who we are as, individual people is what is my desire to get to the end goal of my impact, and get clear on how to get there, right? A lot of times in the work that we do, we think there's going to be this straight line and this straight road to get to impact and of people, and it's not. I've done so many different things, and along the way, my why has changed and shifted. And sometimes I've even wondered if my impact is impactful, which is hard. But I think if I continue to be true in myself and remember my alignment and my intentions, the impact will happen even when I don't think it's happening, right? So it's super important to understand that when we can surrender it and just let it be what it's gonna be, my impact is gonna happen regardless. And it's because I am aligned with who I am and what I desire and what I identify as giving to people. Okay. Tiny teach moment again, right here. So turn to your people again. You can switch people if you like. What does it mean to ground your intentions? Talk that out with one another. So intentions can look several different ways. And I think that a lot of times in the work, we're so focused on what my intentions are in the work that we're not thinking about our intentions outside of the work. And so what that means is my intentions with my home life does not necessarily look the same as the intentions that I may have in my work, but my impact is still people. Like I still want to impact my kids. I still want to be an impact on my husband. So like for me, my anchor is people. My why is people in everything that I do, even if it's with work or not with work. But what does it mean to ground your intentions? I think in my opinion, it just means like, what are the action steps that I'm willing to take in order to get things that I want to do accomplished in that way that is impactful to people or people that I work with or people that I touch or my kids or my spouse. And I think having a clear understanding or action of how I'm going to impact them is super important. And that's, to me, that's how I ground my intentions in what I do, is saying like, okay, well, if my little is struggling in an area, like how am I going to get so in tune with her that I can meet her where she's at, but still impact her in a way that's powerful for her to be able to lean in on when I'm not around. To me, that is intentional, right? It's the same in the work that I do too. So I think all of intentions and alignment is all aligned with your purpose and what your purpose looks like and what does that feel like. I think your purpose starts with trusting yourself. Do you all trust yourself in your purpose in the work that you do? What makes you said it right away. And I know a little bit about this, but can you just enlighten us and tell me why your purpose fills you up so much that it was so easy for you to say it like that out loud?
Well, just the work that I do giving to low-income kids and their families, it's always been important to me. And I live it every day, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I never waver as to like the why is to create change for kids and to show that their circumstances don't define who they are and they deserve everything that every other kid has. And I just know so deep within my being that is what I should be doing and why I should be doing it. And I live it every day. So I don't have a question.
Oh, I love it. She has a question. That's the place you want to get to in your purpose, is that you don't question it. Like you live in it and you feel good in it every day. And I love that you said the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I think when we're talking about alignment and intentions and purpose, sometimes we give in because of those not good days or when shit gets hard, right? Like, and you gotta be good with that too, right? Because we live in a world that's imperfect. And especially in business or even with your own purpose, like you've gotta know that some of that ugly is gonna be great eventually. And even if it's not great, what did you learn from it? All of that is purposeful in what you're doing. But I think that you said it beautifully. It's like she does trust herself because she is aligned in the purpose of what she wants to do for kids and what that means to her. So she has grounded her intentions and aligned herself with her purpose, which means she can answer it right off without hesitation that like, no, I trust myself in what I'm doing every day, even when it's not great. What about somebody else? Do you trust yourself in the work that you do? Ashley, what are you shaking your head for? What does that mean? I'm putting you on blast. I love you. Hey, Ashley. It is.
No, I would love to get to that point. I think
Okay.
also, I think that probably has a lot to do with the non-surrender part, right? So like if I haven't gotten that part, then like when I'm supposed to have that confidence, I don't really have it. I can like smile through anything and survive anything, but like I don't think it is grounded in it's not aligned. I'm realizing this after hearing the first stuff. And I think I'm really good at that in my personal life, but in my professional life, it is really hard in marketing because there's a lot of times that you have like companies that have a lot of bad habits and a lot of struggles, and it's like you came to us for your consulting reasons, but then you don't actually want to listen to us. You want us to pay you and shut up and let you continue doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so it's really hard for me because you have to kind of slowly get them on board, kind of what you were saying about like with your kids, making sure that they're in a safe, secure spot so that they feel like they're attended to even when you don't have the time or whatever.
Yeah.
Like how we do that with our clients is it takes a lot of refinement and time, and I'm a really impatient person and I want to just fix things right away. And sometimes that actually reinforces bad behaviors, right? Instead of being like, they have to sit in the struggle. I can't fix every dumpster fire for them right now. I have to like do what I was paid for and asked to do and let them make those lessons on their own. And that's really hard for me because that's not, because I know like there's like fix something, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like to see people struggle when, and so I'm just, I guess I'm falling in love with the process, but also like I'm disenchanted by it.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Just kind of piggybacking off of that. So before the job that I have now, I was at a PR agency, and yeah, so I feel your pain. We did that. Yeah, we do. And it's really hard, like when clients don't like what you're doing or whatever, like getting that no constantly. It's hard to be like, because at the end of the day, it's like the client's paying you and they want to be happy, and if they're not happy, then it doesn't fall back on you individually, it falls back on your team, but it's like, it's just hard because the no's or the constant like criticism is just really hard, and it can be hard to feel confident in that because you're like, well, I'm doing what I would do and I don't understand why you don't want it, like why you don't want to try it, you know, so then it makes you question yourself.
No, I love that. I think for me, I feel that, and I'm not in the marketing, PR, none of that. But I think one of the things for me is being able to say no. Like for me, I had to realize that in the people that I want to serve, I might not be the best fit for everyone, and I have to be okay with that. And what does that look like, right? We can take, and you know, I do want to take care of my family, and so I mean that's a part of it, right? It's like it is what it is, so I can make money. But I felt like the second that I realized what my impact was, and I really got aligned with like who is Tonoa in the work that I'm doing, and what do I want to give to people, the right people have come to me and work with me, right? So now I feel like I'm getting less of the days of anguish and like stress and like dumpster fires and all of the things, because I'm okay with you not wanting to work with me, right? I'm okay with that. It's hard because if it has a good dollar amount to it, it's a good name to it, you're like, ooh, no, maybe I'll call you, right? But I'm to the point now in my life that I'm so okay with me that those people that want to work with me will come, and it'll be the best relationships that I have. And it's because of those relationships that I'm able to walk away from my job, right? It's because I've done great work from this person, and then that person tells the person that I should be aligned with and that I can make the most impact to. I won't worry about the big names. I won't worry about the dollar amount because the money will come. I'm not worried about that. And it's because I'm okay with me. In the work that we do, we gotta be okay with us. You have to stand so confident, so strong, even when they're so nervous in it, and just own it. And the right people are gonna be for you. And then it's just gonna keep coming and and it's gonna be of abundance. And it can be scary, right? I told Anna Maria, I was like, oh, I see a lot of y'all all the time. She's about to make me record and make me sweat and do all the things that I don't like, right? But I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with saying that. And I wouldn't say that normally. I'd get up here and I'd be sweating like I am right now, like freaking out. But I know that that's me, and I'm okay with that. And the people that are gonna receive it, I've reached someone, because someone else is sweating. Someone else is like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable, right? And I'm not alone in that, but I can own that. And I think that is when you find your true purpose, is when you can confidently walk in it. You can say, this is uncomfortable, this feels good, this doesn't, and own that and be okay with that. And so I think that a lot of the times that we're on this journey of like entrepreneurship or have a really good idea and we don't take that leap is because we're not comfortable with us, right? I could have been left my job, but I wasn't comfortable in me. I wasn't comfortable if I could do this on my own without having like something else backing me up. I didn't know if people would even like support me in me doing it. But none of that matters. What do I want to do for me that's powerful and impactful to me in order to reach my why, my purpose, my intentions of the work that I want to do? And so that's really, it's really important, like as we get ready to do like vision boards and like prepare for the end of the year and like what do I want next year to look like, it's like really think about who you are, stand in your truth, own the now, right? We can't think about yesterday. That's gone. Tomorrow's not promised and it's not here yet. But in this moment, how are you being intentional about the work that you're doing? How are you aligning yourself with the work that you're doing? And what purpose do you have in the work right now? I'm only going to keep picking because you're great and brilliant, Jessica, sorry. But like, she's figured something out that's important to her personal life and what she can give to people. And she can live in that every day and not think twice about it. We all aspire to be that, I will say it, because there is something powerful in that you can just do what you love to do without even thinking about it. You don't feel guilty about it. It's great. You wake up like, oh my God, this is what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? Like, even if it wasn't, but it's because you are so good at you. You understand you and what you want to give to people, right? That is the inspiration that you want to leave. When you leave your marker on this world, when you're gone, it is something about that purpose of your being that was here that will go and withstand the test of time. Your organization will withstand the test of time, whether you're in it or not. And it's because you grounded your purpose and your intentions and you know what you want to give to people. That if you're gone and it's whatever, it's still going to give what it's supposed to give. That's alignment. So as you like plan next year and you're doing all these things, just stop in a moment and really start to ask yourself, do I trust me? Do I believe in me that I can do the things that I said I wanted to do or that I set out to do? And how can I live so powerfully in that, in the now, that it does go on forever and that those people that I've touched remember? Make sense? Okay. So for the last few minutes, I think, oh, I'm doing really good. This is good. I want you all to take out a piece of paper because we never have like personal working time or phones. It's a thing. And I want you to give me 5 things that you would want to work on for yourself. 5 things that you want to work on for yourself. And as you're doing your 5 things, the only way those 5 things are going to work is if you identify you have a desire for them to work. If you decide to set true boundaries in order to complete those things, to fill your own personal cup up, that's how it will work. Okay, now that you have your 5 things, I want you to take a few minutes and create the action steps that you will take to accomplish those 5 things. And it doesn't have to be this broad, like big picture, but what are some things that you can do that will actually take action for you to do those things that you've written down? You can't be all things for all people if you're not nothing for yourself. So in all that you are writing down, you have to remember that you can only do one thing at a time. And really, really feel good about that one thing, that it then impacts the second thing on your list. And that then impacts the third thing on your list. And it just becomes this ripple effect with yourself at the center. It's not about being, self-centered or selfish or any of those things. It's really about anchoring yourself in who you are in order to show up better for people and to show up better for yourself in all that you do. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes. All right. So there's a few things I want you all to write down, and then we're gonna do one more activity, and then I'll give it back to Anna Marie. So write the word alignment. And these are the things that I want you to remember around alignment. Trust yourself. Love who you are. Review and respect boundaries you create. Let go of expectations and replace them with appreciation. Yes. Let go of expectations and replace them with appreciation. Come back to yourself and remember your why. Own your truth. All right. Then write the word intentions. Identify your desire. Be clear on who you are and what you want to become. Decide on the action steps. Surrender and lean into faith and understanding. Purpose is your last word. As Ashley's like, pencil down.
My hand is like so tired.
I'm sorry.
I haven't taken notes.
Jessica and Mary have a speed memory. They're on the phone. You gotta speak into that thing. Trust yourself. Check in with yourself. Recognize what you need daily. And tap into what gives you life. Now, a part of alignment, intentions, and purpose is accountability. No, ma'am, not your next word. In order to do all three things, you have to hold yourself accountable to those three things. It cannot just be something you just wrote down today and that you will close that notebook and it'll be another page that you have written in the notebook. So in your small group, I want you to tell one another what you are going to do to hold yourself accountable. And as people in a co-working space that work together, when you see one another, I want you to hold each other accountable to what you heard them say. So take a moment and share with one another what you are going to do to hold yourself accountable to the things that align, that's intentional for you and live in purpose. And what they say is what you're going to remember to hold them accountable to when you see them. And it could be as simple as a conversation, like, hey, how's that journaling going, Jessica? So I'm like, oh damn. But it will make her remember, like, I did say I wanted to do that, and that's something that fills my cup up to do. Okay. So that's the last exercise.